Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Thursday, June 5th, 2025. That is more than 5 years and 2 months of Torah every single weekday morning with friends from all over the world, learning together, saying good morning to each other by name, lifting each other up. It's good to see all of you. So, welcome everyone. Adele and Susie, it's good to see you. Linda and Rosa, Sharon, Boker Tov. It's good to see everybody. Haley and Linda, good morning, friends. Let's say good morning to a few of us, then we'll say a blessing and we'll learn some Torah. Linda and Barry, Tsiona, Sunday, Debbie and Marcia, good morning. Debbie, sending love to you in Colorado, holding everyone in Colorado really, really tightly these days. Lydia and Amy, good morning. Michelle and Jennifer, good to see all of you. Hi, Cecile. Hi, Judy. Judy and Joy, sending you love. All right, let's take a breath. We're going to sing bracha. We're going to learn some Torah. Here we go. Sherry, you're moving across the country today. Good luck with that. Barry and Anya, David, you're in Malaysia. Gewalt. First time our broadcast has been in Malaysia. Amazing. All right. Hi, Karen. Good to see you too. All right. Blessing, everybody. Hi, friends. Good morning. Hope that you and yours are safe and well. Today is broadcast 1317. Today is day 608 since October 7th. Today we also mark, if you haven't seen the headlines, the recovery of two beloveds who had been held hostage for 607 days in Gaza after being murdered on October 7th and taken into Gaza. We are grateful for the chance to treat Gadi Hagai and Judy Weinstein with love and with comfort, to be able to treat them with the dignity they deserved when their lives were cut short. They were a married couple, Israeli, and they held United States citizenship. Um, they are both wonderful souls to remember. Judy was also a poet. She wrote haikus, and for them to be treated with dignity and love, finally. I want to dedicate our Torah today in memory of them and in the hopes now of recovering, please God, 56 beloveds who remain in Gaza. This is our commitment. This is where we place our hearts. We learn Torah, we live forward, and we do not leave anyone behind. So join with me in saying for 56 beloved souls, some of whom await the dignity of a proper burial, and some of whom are still struggling and still alive. So say with me before we turn to Torah, bring them home now. Bring them home now. May the memories of Gadi Hagai and Judy Weinstein be for blessings. They loved each other in life. May they feel gentle and comforting love from their whole people and especially their families now. Parshat Naso, that we are in right now, has such depth and such variety of rules. I spoke yesterday about the rule of Sota, the woman who is accused by her husband of having committed adultery, and it is a complicated context. It is clearly patriarchal and ancient. There are lots of ways that we must respond to the Torah, and we must remember, of course, that even though this was a Torah rule, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, around the turn of the first century, right, he was really one of the first rabbis, um, ended the practice. And so it's not our new decision to respond to the text with the evolving tradition we call home. But it's important to look at the context and to recover what we can that is of meaning from the verses. There is a section that I never saw until Rabbi Tali Adler of Hadar wrote her comment this week on the Parsha. And so I'd like to channel her and to learn from her. And I'm not going to quote actually anything except to acknowledge that my thinking today is inspired by Rabbi Adler's comment. She writes of something that's obvious once you hear it. So, again, remember the context here. If a husband flies into a fit of jealous rage, thinking that his wife committed adultery, he can accuse her according to the Torah, and she goes through this horrendous ordeal called sota. Now, Rabbi Adler asks an obvious question. If the woman has not done anything, she has nothing to fear from this ordeal. Now, it's an ordeal. I'm not minimizing it, nor am I validating it. But she has nothing to be afraid of because she knows she's done nothing. If she has done something, why would she choose to go through the ordeal? She could just say, I did it. And in fact, that's what the rabbis who are adjudicating from the Torah, so they're writing this in the year, 70 or 200 CE. She could just say that she's guilty. Why would someone who knows that they've done the thing they've been accused of go through the ordeal? And Rabbi Adler suggests perhaps is because she thinks she deserves the pain of the ordeal. And in the extreme, Rabbi Adler says perhaps this woman who's accused thinks that she has nothing to live for. And if that's the case, and it changes so much, it really does, then the language that the priest uses, according to the rabbis, can be heard very differently. I'm not validating any of this. I want to keep on saying that, but I am suggesting that there's meaning to be gained from this. The Kohen, the priest, says to the woman, wine misleads us and people make mistakes. If Rabbi Adler is correct that this woman who's been accused of something she knows she has done, if she's accused from that and she goes through the ordeal by choice, perhaps she needs to hear from the authority figure, everyone makes mistakes. I hope, in the spirit very much of what Arlene asks as a question, Arlene asks a really incisive question. How could she go back to her husband for his mistrust and rage? I actually think we have a lot to say about that, and UJA's support in particular of an organization called NILAG, which is a group of lawyers who have supported women who have been hurt by their partners in intimate violence, intimate partner violence. There is a lot broken in the context of these verses. But in the ancient rabbis' reflections and the way that they push our tradition forward, they are also recovering something really important for us to think about, which is that those who sit in positions of authority, especially with those who have made significant mistakes, have to do the life affirming work of saying, I know that you're a human being who made a mistake. And that's not for all people in all contexts. I am not looking, friends, to make blanket statements, categorical judgments. But I think it is important for us to think about the potential redemption of people who've done something wrong. Because if Rabbi Adler's read is correct, and this woman knows that she's done something wrong, which is what the fear is all about, then the language of the priest is reassuring. As radical as that claim is, what an important thing for us to consider that our role is to be reassuring. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is that when we open ourselves to the eyes and experience of another, then we can begin, perhaps, to imagine not only the worst about someone else. Brian Stevenson, the great civil rights lawyer and the founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, has written, and I carry this actually on the bag that I use to bring my talis to shul. None of us is defined by the worst thing we have ever done. We are all greater. We're all bigger than the worst thing we've ever done. And I hope that we can be true to that understanding of ourselves and reach to do better, to repair whatever damage our mistakes have caused. We have to take responsibility, not exonerate ourselves without the hard work of tshuva, of repentance. We have to correct our own actions. But how powerful it is to hear the suggestion that Rabbi Adler is placing in the person of the priest, to say to someone who knows that they've done wrong and is going through painful consequence by choice, that there is a way back. You are more than the mistake that you made. What an important thing for us to be able to say. So I would bless us in this very complicated parsha, in this incredibly intense moment. We're more than the mistakes we've made. And the reassurance we need should be available to us. Let this be, friends, let my voice be just one channel of that reassurance. It's so good to have you here. We wouldn't be a whole community if you didn't show up, and none of us is blameless. So, I bless us to do the hard work of repair, of correcting ourselves, of being open to accountability, and I encourage us never to think that we deserve pain. We don't. We deserve love and the chance to do better. May we do better. Every opportunity, may we do better. So, let's open our hearts. We have 56 beloveds still in Gaza. Send your hearts to them. Bless the memories of Gadi Chagai and Judy Weinstein with me. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life. May they rest in peace. Send your hearts to the east, friends. Let's sing. Kol hod balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia od lo avda tikvatenu hatikva bat shnot alpayim להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you soon, friends. See you tomorrow.